So, welcome once again. Thank you for being here on Sunday morning. Take your knees nice and wide, walk your hands to the top of your mat, relax your forehead, and then just wiggle around, snuggle in, and find your best variation of child's pose. Relax your belly toward the floor. So you're really softening in your belly. So there's no tension. Relax your forehead. No tension in your forehead or your jaw. See if you can just relax your face fully, completely. And then walk your fingers to the top of your mat and relax your armpits. And let's just start with some deep, slow rounds of breath. So inhale through your nose, finding expansion. And exhale through your nose, slowly contracting abdominal. And just start getting deeper and deeper into your breath. We're here for 10 more rounds of breath, just relaxing into that posture. And just notice, how do you feel in your body this morning? You're checking with your lower back, your knees, your upper back and your neck. If there's anything that may be bothering you this morning, or there are any sensations. And give yourself 3 more deep rounds of breath. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice. And now slowly start walking your hands under your shoulders so we can find our first tabletop. Spread your fingers. Take a look of your fingers nice and wide. Make sure your wrists directly under your shoulders and rotate your upper arms forward. So the crooks of the elbows are shining forward. And then tuck the toes. Try to tuck all 10 of them and press your toes into the ground. So you're creating a little bit of stretching sensations in your feet. And we're gonna start with moving segmentally. So take your tailbone up, your belly points down, your chest reaches forward, and then arch your spine as much as you can. And look up, stretching the front and contracting the back. And then on your exhale, tuck your tailbone, push the floor away from you, and then round your spine. There you go. Yes, relax your neck. That looks really good. Nice. And let's continue like this with a segmental movement. You know the movement. So now let's connect to that even more. And maybe start bringing this beginner's mind. Like you've never done it before, even though you've done it so many times. So you become curious about your own spine and how it moves today. Make sure you're connecting this movement to the breath. So exhale when you're arriving into cat, and then inhale when you're making your way into cow, spinal extension. Give yourself 3 more. Nice and slow. One more. Inhale. extension. Exhale, tuck the tail, create more space between your vertebra as you're rounding. Good. And then come back to neutral. Let's take care of our wrists next. So turn your fingers to your knees, one hand at a time. Untuck your toes on this one and go ahead and push your hips back. And find the stretch in your extensor muscles in your forearms. And then rock forward and again back. Be gentle to yourself. And again, let's move with the breath. Let's not forget the breath, right? Good. Back and forth. Breathing in. Breathing out. 5 more. Last one, and once you find your best stretch, we're just gonna pause here. So finding more like a static stretch, really applying some load to the muscles of our forearms and taking our wrist in a pretty deep extension, right? Again, notice what do you feel? And how does this pose make you feel, right? Maybe you're like, all of a sudden, you're holding your breath because it's tight. Give yourself 3 more. Nice and slowly release. Turn your fingers forward. And now walk your hands a little bit forward. And we'll continue with the wrist. We're not done. This time you're gonna rock yourself forward as much as you can. So perhaps your shoulders come over the tip of your fingers. And then you're gonna push back. So this one, you get to choose how deep you go, how you're gonna load it. Make sure there's no pain, but slight discomfort, and then push back. But aiming to take the shoulders over the fingertips. So if you draw a line from your shoulders to the fingertips, they connect. Good, let's do another 3. So the only way to strengthen the wrist is to put them into loading position, right? Otherwise, they just can't strengthen on their own. Good. Nice. Slide your hands to your knees now, and we're gonna go into opposite range of motion, our wrist flexion. So you're gonna turn your palms up. Bring your hands to your knees though, so there's not too much load going on. And then work on strengthening your elbows. Just notice how does it feel. Once again, connecting to the wrists. And now go ahead and squeeze your fingers. Make a fist. Ooh, and now spread and open. And again, squeeze and open. Let's do 8 more. So we're really taking our time for our wrists today. 5 more. Squeeze and open. Squeeze and open. 3. Good. 2. Nice. 1. And let it go. Good. We'll continue with the spine. So now take your right foot off the mat. So it looks like a little kickstand. So it's like whoop. So now the toes of your right foot off the mat. That right hand is active. You're gonna straighten your left knee and you're gonna rotate to the left wall. So it looks like we are in the side plank, modified side plank, right? And take your left arm over your ear. Plant the left foot firmly into the ground and reach your left fingertips to the wall in front of you. Try to rotate up so you're looking up, right? Opening up the side body, and then look down, bring your hand down, bring your knee down, bring your right foot where it was. And just like this, we're gonna start moving. Now take your left foot off the mat, straighten your right knee, plant that foot, left hand under your shoulder, so build your alignment, And now take your right bicep over your ear. Look up and exaggerate it. So we're getting into the side body stretch. Open up, reach the fingers to the wall in front of you, and then bring your hand down, bring your knee down. And now let's do it again. Right side, opening up the left side. Finding our slow stretches. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Right foot back where it was. Left foot, take it off the mat. And again, take the right bicep over your ear. Feel your entire right side being stretched, your rib cage, your other hip. Exhale, bring your hand down. One more time on each side. Right foot, left knee straight, left bicep over your ear, your modified side body stretch. And then exhale, hand down, knee down. And again, left foot off the mat, right leg is straight. Take your right arm over your ear. There you go, hand down, knee down. Spread your fingers and push your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Let's pause here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Think about pushing your hips up. Back as well, but also up. So we're getting into the hamstrings. Relax your head. Keep your arms active. Press your big toes down and see if you can guide your heels to the floor. 5 more. Deep inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. 3 more. Your breath is the most important thing here. Your direct access to the nervous system. 1 more. And now slowly shift the weight forward and find your plank pose. You might want to wiggle your feet backwards a little bit. Find your plank, shift the weight forward. We're not here for too long. On your inhale, lift your hips up and back. Shorten your dog again. Active arms. And then inhale, shift the weight forward. Find your plank. Take your shoulders over your wrist, maybe even toward your fingertips. And then exhale, pike your hips up. Shorten your dog by walking your feet forward. Guide your heels to the floor. 1 more time. Inhale. Shift the weight forward. Find your strongest plank of the day. And then on your exhale, drop the knees down. Okay, beautiful. Go ahead and step the right foot on outside of your right hand. You can come up on spider tip fingers to give your wrist a little break because we're getting to the hips now. So from here, keep your hands where they are. You're just gonna push your hips back and then you're gonna exaggerate and take that knee over your toes. So aim for your deepest angle, knee over the toes. And just like this, nothing fancy, but we're trying to go into end range of motion for the ankle and the knee. Good, and then let's connect it to the breath in case you lost it. So keep moving back and forth. Your hip flexors and your hamstrings. If you want a little bit more, what you can do, you can lift your left knee and wiggle it back, drop it down so you automatically closer to the ground and deeper in your lunge, right? Okay, take what you need and let's continue. We're gonna go for 6 more. Back and forth with intention. Simple movement, but done with intention. Slow and controlled, full range of motion. 2 more. Good, last one. And next time you went back, walk your hands with you. So we're finding more or less straight leg. You can use a block here. And then once you found this basic, well, in yoga we call it modified split pose. Once you're here, externally rotate your right foot. Ooh, what is this, right? So it doesn't have to be extreme, but you're just pointing the toes of your right foot out and just breathe into that. You can come up on the highest setting of your block. Stay deep, inhale, open up the foot. Well, the movement comes from the hip, right? Stay for 5. Good, 4. Nice, open, open, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot back to the center. Shift the weight forward. Slide the right foot to meet your left knee. If you have a block, place a block on your lower back. We're continuing with the same hip, our right hip. Your hands can go wide, so you give yourself bigger or better support, I should say. Brace the abdominal. We're going to go into our good old hip cars, controlled articular rotation. Let the right knee hover. Go ahead and extend the hip. Squeeze your butt cheek. Pause. So make sure you're not chilling and hanging here, right? Make sure you're working. Say hello to your glute and your hamstring. Open up the knee to the side without collapsing anywhere, without bending your elbows. Now guide your knee toward your tricep. Pause, like you're compressing your belly with your thigh, and then bring your leg directly under your belly. And let's do it again. Catch the ceiling with intention, squeeze. Open up to the side. Maybe you can hear your hip making some noises, pops and cracks. Make sure there's no pain. Good, 2 more in this direction. One more. Good. Reverse, same thing, opposite direction, same side. Make sure you're not losing the extension, so make sure to come up into full extension where you're catching the ceiling. Open up. Did you lose the block? Did you bend your elbows? Did you relax your core? Just check in with everything. One more. Beautiful. Bring the knee down. Remove the block. You might need it. Place it in front of you. And now take your right foot in line with your left knee. Slide the heel away. Make sure you have enough space. And then we're going to push the hips back. And that block can go under your forehead. And now we're getting into inner thigh. So basically, hopefully, we're going to open up all the ranges of the hip today. Soften in your belly, connect to your inner thighs, those adductor muscles. How are they feeling today? Are they extra tight? Maybe 5 rounds of breath. Amazing. Press yourself up, hands under your shoulders. And now slide your right foot back to the mat. And then continue drawing a circle until the foot will end up on the other edge of the mat, the left side. And then drop the knee. I'm going to turn so you can see me. We're going to find our fishtail. Keep your knees on the ground though. The knees not gonna go anywhere. All you're gonna do is push the hips back. And you might not be able to go too far, and that's okay. So maybe again the block can go under the forehead. Well, actually the floor is too far for me, unless I have it on my highest setting. Okay, stretching the outer portion of the hip. Let the torso and the lower body be heavy and push the hips back a little bit more, but keep your knees on the ground. We have 5 more rounds of breath, and then we're going to get to the other side. And we'll do same little sequence on the left side. Last one. Feel your hips. And now slowly shift the weight forward. Beautiful. Let's find a downward facing dog. In between sides, pike your hips up. Soften in your knees. Drop the head. Nice. Relax your neck. Can you drop the head a little more? Nice. Breathing in. Breathing out. You got it. Drop the knees. Here you go. And now let's step the left foot forward on outside of your left hand. Spider tip fingers once again, right? And then you're just gonna push the hips back. Ooh, say hello to your hamstring on the left side. And now exaggerate it. You can use your hand to pull your knee a little bit more forward. If you need to, support yourself, help yourself, whatever you need to do. Just make sure there's no pain, especially on your knee. Good, and let's continue with that flossing situation. Beautiful, 5 more. Nice, and next time you go back, take a block with you if you need to. Our modified split pose. Once you're here, your left knee can be soft. It doesn't have to be straight. You're just gonna rotate your hips. So the left foot rotates externally. And this is like, ooh, what is this, right? Let's pause and breathe. You got it. Inhale and exhale. Long inhale. Slow exhale. Last 3. Nice, and now slowly bring the foot back to the center. Rebend your knee. Slide your left knee to meet the right. If you have a block, place it on your lower back so you keep yourself honest through that hip car, controlled articular rotation. If the block is flying, you've been cheating on your hip. You know the rule, right? Okay, brace the abdominal. Let the left knee hover. Here we go. Catch the ceiling, squeeze, pause. Open up to the side. Guide your knee to your tricep. Thigh under your belly. And again, catch and squeeze. Open. We have 3 more. Full range of motion. So make sure your circle is as big as possible without compensating in your elbows or your back. Nice. 1 more. And reverse. Catch the ceiling. Squeeze your butt cheek. Beautiful. Again. Slow and smooth. Visualize you moving through molasses. So you're moving slow because it's thick. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the knee down. Remove the block. Take the left foot to the side. It's in line with your right knee, but slide that left heel a little bit further away, more than you think you should. And then sink yourself into that deep inner thigh stretch, adductor stretch. Blocks are helpful, but if you don't have it, it's all good. Again, here we're just breathing, but not doing anything. We're letting the nervous system take care of everything, basically. Work on turning your toes up for a little bit of external rotation. And continue softening. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. 5 more. Nice, and slowly press yourself up, hands under your shoulders, yes. This left hand, leg, sorry, start pulling it back to the mat. Cross the midline, let the foot end up on the other side of the mat, the right side, and then drop the knees. Squeeze your inner thighs, separate your shins. So if you look back, it looks like a little fish tail. And then again, push the hips back without lifting your knees off the ground. Your elbows might want to drop, whatever feels good, or block under your elbows, but squeeze your inner thighs. And let's stay here for 5 more rounds of breath. Nice, slowly opening up the hips. It's really the key to do it gradually, and then you will see how the nervous system will soften, and then you will be able to get deeper into the joint. 2 more. Nice, and slowly press yourself up, undo your legs, tuck the toes under, and let's find downward facing dog again. We'll just use downward facing dog like a clean slate in between sides for our hips. Give yourself 3 rounds of breath, active arms. We're not hanging out or chilling in our shoulders. For sure, we don't want that. 1 more. Good, and drop the knees down. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going back to our right side. Step the right foot forward and lift your left knee off the ground. So now you're in a full low lunge position. Go ahead and add spinal twist to the right. Good. However, you can always drop the left knee down. Open up, squeeze your shoulder blades. Check in with your left hand and your left shoulder. Are you hanging out and chilling there? Can you be active? So everything is active. We'll rest after the class is done, but for now, let's work hard. Okay, if you had your knee on the ground, lift it, and now bring your right hand down. From here, slowly, let your hands be your guide. We're gonna start pivoting our left ankle and then our right ankle, and we're gonna make our way to the parallel to the long edge of the mat. Once you're there, bend your left knee and push the butt back while your hands under your shoulders. So our deep inner thigh stretch. We've been in the inner thigh stretch before, but now it's slightly different. From here, start walking your hands back to the top of your mat. Pivot your ankles so you're back to your low lunge, and now give me a twist. So your right knee is bent and you're twisting to the right. You got it. So that's it. We're just gonna work on this transition together. Ready? Right hand down, crawl your hands to your left foot. Keep the right foot grounded, bend your left knee. Find your best right inner thigh stretch. And then walk your hands to the top of your mat. Pivot your ankles, changing the planes of motion for our hips, and twist to the right. So we're back where we started, right? Don't let yourself get confused. And then again, hand down, walk your hands to the left. If it feels good, go deeper by turning your toes up in that low side lunge position. And now crawl, pivot, twist. Let's do 2 or 3. Choose your speed. Speed is not important, actually. How well, how mindful you move. That's what's important, right? Go ahead and twist to the right. Yes. 2 more. Your speed, maybe it's just 1 more for you. Last one for me. And then let's all meet in that low lunge From here, slide the right foot back and push back into downward facing dog. We're taking that little clean slate between sides. Breathing in, breathing out. Push your hips up, active arms. Good, drop the knees down, step the left foot forward, lift your right knee up. Voila, lunge on the other side. Yes, you with me? Twist to the left. Let's pause for the first one. Squeeze your upper back. Deep inhale. On your exhale, left hand down and walk your hands to the right foot now. So you're coming through this wide-legged position, right? And then you're bending your right knee. Here you go, looking good. And now again, crawl, pivot, change, twist. Exhale, hand down. Your ankles, your knees, your hips are working. Bend your right knee back to that low lunge, side lunge. Go back. 3 more. One more. Twist and open. And then knee down. Left knee meets the right. And find child's pose this time. Forehead is down. So nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Good. Stay here for a couple more rounds of breath. Good. So I think we warmed up. So we're gonna work on our frog pose. So it's a lot of inner thighs, but I think we warmed them up a little bit. So for your frog pose, we haven't done it, I don't think we have. I like folding my mat like this. So I just grab each side of the mat. Okay, so I have an extra cushion. I'm gonna be facing you, but then maybe I'll do the side view as well. So we're gonna come into kneeling. You might wanna use a block, and we're gonna take our shins wide. And this is perhaps where you're gonna be. And that's enough already, right? Like this is a lot of groin work. Take a look of your shins. Make sure they're parallel to this new edges of mat that we've created, and you're gonna turn your toes out. So you don't have to be as wide. You can be just here, right? But the goal is to work our adductor muscles, which is the tightest muscles in the body for a reason, especially us women, right? Because we need to protect the most important parts, right, of our body. And then from here, you can use a block, or you're just gonna lower your elbows right here. Actually, let me turn sideways. I think you will see me better sideways. So here I am, shins parallel, toes out. I'm gonna take a look of you, ladies. And then here we go. To find more sensations, you push your hips back. Ooh, hello there. Not forward, but back. And first, we're just gonna chill here and breathe and work on opening up the inner thighs. The gravity and the breath will help us. So I'm gonna take a look of you. Okay. Yes, please, as many props as possible. Brenda, turn your toes out to the walls. Yes. Here you go. Perfect. And elbows heavy, and then push the hips back. Good. So Anastasia, bring your ankles more in line with your knee. So you have like 90 degrees. So just straighten the knee, in other words, a little bit. Good. Yes, and then honestly, as long as you're finding sensations in the groin area, you're fine, because all those alignment cues, they could be just complete nonsense to your body, right? So take all my cues with a grain of salt, okay? If it feels good and you can go a little deeper, you can separate your knees a little more, or Push your hips back a little more. Let's stay here for another 15 rounds of breath. But make sure it's a place where you feel that stretch. If you're like, I don't feel anything, then maybe challenge yourself. Your breath, inhale and exhale. Last 10 deep rounds of breath, and then we're gonna add some isometrics. We haven't done any isometrics yet, but we're gonna do some hard sets, reps in this position. But for now, just rest. 5 more. 4. Nice, last one. Perfect. So from here, think about you're trying to close your legs. You're trying to bring your knees back together. So that's going to be our isometrics. You can also visualize one of those adduction machines at the gym where you sit down, you open up your legs and then you close it, right? So same idea. So see how you don't need a gym if like you can still do everything body weight. I mean, it's nice to have a gym, don't get me wrong, but this is also an option. Okay, think about you want to slide your knees toward the midline and start increasing the effort. Feel how the inner thighs turning on. I hope you do. I do. Hug in, hug in. Keep your feet on the ground and just think about sliding your knees toward one another without sliding them. Find your fullest, safest effort and stay here for 10. Good. 9. Don't let go unless there is sharp pain. 8, 7, 6, squeeze. 5, 4, squeeze. 3, 2, and on 1, fully soften. Push your hips back maybe a little more and notice if you were able to go a little bit deeper. We're gonna stay here for 10 rounds of breath. I promise we're gonna be done with this frog because we wanna do things gradually. This is our first time doing that, so I'm not gonna push you further so you don't get injured in your groin. 5 more. Softening. Good. And to release, you have 2 ways to exit. The pose, one of my favorite ways. I'm just gonna walk my elbows forward and I'm gonna bring my belly down. Woo! Good, and then one thigh at a time. I'm gonna bring it together and then press myself up. And we're gonna make our way into seated. Good. How are we doing? Good? Okay, perfect. Let's have a seat. We're done with the hips for now. We're gonna go into happy baby later, and then I want you to pay attention if your happy baby got any different from that deep frog pose. But let's get to the upper body a little bit so we are more or less balanced in our practice. So this has been one of my favorite trapezius muscle stretch. So you know how I always cue, pull your shoulders away from your ears? On this one, it's the opposite. Bring your shoulders toward your ears. And now you can even bend your elbows. So think about if you were a turtle, you're going back inside of your shell. And bring your chin in. And just find this deep, deep stretch in your trapezius. These guys that are very often overreacted just due to many things, but stress, cold weather, 2 of them.
work on bending your elbows to the best of your ability and then rounding your spine. So it's like a cat spine. And let's just pause here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, 10 more. Like you're shrugging your shoulders with intention. Last 2. And now slowly press yourself up. Show me your neck once again. Walk your hands a little bit closer to your glutes. Feet are parallel. We're gonna go into reverse tabletop. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your back, and bring your hips in line with your knees and your shoulders. Open up your chest and your shoulders, and then lower your hips down. Good, let's do it again. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. 6 more. 5. Good. Strong wrists, strong glutes. 4. 3. 2. Good. And 1 more. Perfect. Go ahead and release. Slide your hips back. Literally grab your butt and adjust the butt by sliding it backwards, like the muscle, your gluteus maximus, like you're trying to remove them. That will help you with anterior tilt. Keep your knees soft, find your long, beautiful spine, and let's fold over our legs. Everyone is going to be different here. All we're trying to do is to stretch our entire posterior chain from your heels to your calves, to your hamstrings, your glutes, and your spine. Wherever you are, it's all good. Relax the forehead. You can also hug yourself. So creating this tension in the back of the body as you folding forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. Ten more. Last one. Perfect. Gently, with some engagement in your core, press yourself up. Let's make ourselves all the way down on our back. And now we have our happy baby. So it's a lot of hips, right? And a lot of lower back. So today we worked all of this. So try to pull your knees to the floor as much as you can. And notice, how does this pose make you feel? Is there a sense of release in your back? Or it feels tight that makes you, I don't know, make a funny face? Or maybe it's causing your shoulders to, again, get tense. So what is it for you? Let's stay here for 10 rounds of breath. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out.
Last one. And slowly release your feet down. Land the feet and just lift your hips like half an inch and move your hips all the way to the right side of your mat, like you moving it to the right edge. Then straighten your left leg and with the help of your left arm, pull that right leg across the midline. If you need to adjust your hips and scooch them to the right even more, go for that. But find your best spinal rotation. Press the right shoulder blade down. Broaden across the collarbones. Feel your lower spine, feel your right glute. And slowly come back through the center. Align your hips with the shoulders. And again, lift your hips and continue moving both of your hips, both of your glutes to the left. So we're already setting ourselves up for a nice deep twist. Right leg is straight and pull the left leg across. And then again, finding that spinal twist. Your left arm extended. And then keep your palm up, your left palm up. And now guide your left shoulder blade down. And with the help of your right hand, guide your left knee down. So you're being pulled in two directions. Five more, long inhale. Slow exhale. And then slowly come back through the center. Hips in line with your shoulders again. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip width. Place your hands on top of your pelvis and just gently move your knees side to side like a windshield swipe. Try to move from your hips. The pelvis stays grounded, so you're not moving your pelvis, right? Good. Side to side. Nice. And then when you're ready, go ahead and stretch your heels to the corners of your mat. Take your arms over your head, arch your spine, point your toes, stretch the front of the body, and then on your exhale, bring your arms by your side. Turn your palms up, relax your jaw, and take a deep inhale through your nose. Sigh out through your mouth. If there is anything else that you want to do, maybe bridge pose or maybe you're done, even though it's only was an hour long practice. Find stillness, and we're just gonna be here for a couple of minutes, just resting. Rest is so essential. Notice if you're holding a tension somewhere in your body, maybe it's your shoulders. See if you can drop the shoulders and relax the arms. Let the fingers curl in. Relax the pelvic floor. And then slowly bend your knees, roll yourself on your side. Take a moment to press yourself up. Good. And then just have a seat. Awesome job.